Hey guys, welcome to a brand new story called Sophie's 10 Wishes. So far, Raise of the Titans wasn't my favorite. I'm not knocking it forever. We will continue to play it, of course. Yeah, that had a little bit of a rough start for me. I gotta check the comments in that video. I'm a little behind. Okay, but let's go ahead and give this one a try. See how we feel about it. Episode 1, your life might change in one day if you try hard enough, or if someone else tries hard enough. What do you choose, going against the tide or subduing it? I'm not entirely certain what this story is about. But who do we have here on the cover? A 3 love interest? Maybe? The older looking guy in the middle is kind of calling my name, but we'll see. The story is about to begin, but first, choose the main character's appearance. This girl's very pretty. She's adorable though. She has freckles. Freckles. She has freckles. She's very cute. It's very pretty. The freckles are kind of winning me over right now. Let's fool around with the hair. What's the hairs I give you right now? Ooh. The braid is fun. However, the bun is nice. It's a weird dusty color though. That's a little strange. Let's try it out. Let's check outfits. Grandma's dress. Interesting choice. Okay. Turtleneck and a skirt. Okay, I think I'm getting a sense for this girl's style. Alright. Let's go with turtleneck and skirt. Although this does look cozy. Can't deny that looks cozy, but that free outfit will always be there, right? So this is just giving us a second outfit just in case we want to go back and forth. It's a pretty dress back there. She's some sort of fashion designer. Oh, we're gonna need more gems. All ready for the hair. Let's see. No. I love a good ginger. I don't like that hairstyle though. Fair pixie cut. It's cute. Not what I wear for her though. Or dark braids. Brunette bob cut with bangs. I think I'm gonna stick with the free hairstyle for once, guys. I think I'm gonna stick with the free hairstyle. Oh, her name has to be Sophie. You don't get to name her at all. Not even the last name. Surname. Okay, chapter 1, the surprise visit. Sophie. The yell came from the next office. I sharply raised my head from the pile of papers on my desk. Great, I fell asleep at my desk again. Most likely because you're overworked. Coming. You can change your outfit and hairstyle at any point in the game or tap in wardrobe. I'm about to go when I spotted my reflection in the old coffee maker my boss gave me last Christmas. A bright sticky note stuck right between my eyebrows. I pulled it off and decided to clean myself up quickly. Let's smooth out these wrinkled clothes. And brush this nest on my head. A blood-curdling yell came from the next office again. I turned around to open the door and accidentally knocked a pile of papers down. Lord, then I hit my mug with my elbow while trying to catch it. I hit my knee on the desk. Felt like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Poor thing. I came in and coughed to get the dean's attention. Rose Miller, the dean of the Foreign Languages and Literature Department, was sitting in her leather armchair, which resembles a throne. She frowned discontentedly as usual. At the same time, she looked like she leapt from some porn-site video-tagged MILF. What the fuck? What the fuck? What took you so long? I fixed the glasses on my nose awkwardly and tried to smooth out my clothes again. I am not wearing glasses. Where are my glasses at? I like glasses. Where are they? The dean was smiling at me, but we both knew what that smile meant. Today you'll be filling the reports in until your fingers fall off. Overworked, like I thought. Miller crossed her arms and leaned forward. The study guide for first-year students looks disgusting. Fix it. I was tousling my sleeve nervously. You're about to make a choice. Choose wisely, as each of your decisions affect the story in some way. See, I don't have any glasses. Where are my glasses at? I want them. Fixed everything. Actually, I need to leave now. I wasn't told I need to leave now, but you probably do need to leave. Because she's probably been here way too long already. I don't even know what the options here in this game are. Should we, like, break free immediately or, like, kind of go with the flow? I feel like this is what I would say. Wallflower. Indicate your character prefers being a wallflower or a vixen. The wallflower prefers avoiding conflicts and going unnoticed. It's like the story of my life. My favorite book is called The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's right over there. You give me a story I can be a wallflower? Let's see how long that holds true. Though you probably try to push me out of my shell eventually anyway. You know what? It'll probably be like fun to be the going vixen, but that's just not me. I'm playing, so hey. I'm a wallflower through and through. So sure, I'll fix everything. Give me an hour. Miller gave me a doubtful look, then she smiled contentedly and like a person who's used to always getting what she wanted. Wonderful. Don't hurry it, though. Do everything right. Miller is contented with you. She waved her hand theatrically and laughed. What am I saying? Where do you have to hurry to? Home to your 40 cats? Seriously? Tried to pull in a smile even though I kept staring at the floor. Why are you still here? She clapped her hands. Get back to work. Closed the door behind me cautiously, hating myself for weakness. It's okay, Soph. When the time comes, she'll remember you toiling away. Don't tell yourself that. Don't lie to yourself, though, honey. She won't. And she'll finally let you teach the students. Oh, you just want to be a teacher. I walked back into my tiny office, smiled at my reflection in the coffee maker, and got to work. Oh well, I guess I'd have to be a bit late for my parents' anniversary dinner. I didn't know you had a parents' anniversary dinner, otherwise we would have been out of here. I doubt she would let me leave anyway, but... Disgusting feeling over the fact that I had chosen work instead of family lingered with me until I left my office. They didn't tell me that I was choosing work over... That's bullshit. I pushed the department's heavy door and walked out to the crisp fall air. So I looked up at the cloudy sky. The raw breeze made me shiver and pick up the pace. A couple of rusty leaves flew by the drop and dropped wearily to the pavement, smoothed out by thousands of students. The beginning of an academic year was always a hectic time. Everyone would walk around would walk frowning, thinking about their studies and stuff, but there was no one outside this time. I was walking down the stairs when I heard a voice with a strong British accent behind me. Guys, I'm seeing a little gray there, and I like it. I have a problem. Dude, this guy. I'm done. I'm done. I'm actually done. Let's see what his personality is like, though. Will I ever see you leaving work in time, Miss Preston? What about you? You're just leaving work, too. I shrieked internally before turning around. Professor Reed, I could ask you the same. That's what I was saying. Professor Reed. Oh, Lord. He smiled, and a scar above his upper lip made him look predatory. Oh, he has a scar. Oh. I need to stop. All right, calm down, Sophie. Don't blush that much and stop tussling your sleeve, right? I feel like this girl's me. We have camaraderie. So what if you're standing before the most handsome man in the world who'll never be interested in you? Professor Benedict Reed. Oh, Benedict. Guys, was a dream of students, teachers, and even cleaning ladies. No one could resist his charm and truly English sense of humor. But he was polite with everyone around, even though he was cold and strict. He didn't show affection to anyone and masterfully avoided students and teachers flirting with him. There were whispers he could be gay. Why? Because he's not showing interest in you? That's so rude. I didn't believe it. A man like him just couldn't be gay. That's also rude. You don't know that either. But still, it would be a crime against all the women of the world. His soft, velvety voice woke me up from my thoughts. You weren't at the book club meeting today. He's in a book club? Guys, I'm swooning. He said it like I missed you, but I knew too well that wasn't true. Oh my Lord. And she's in the book club? Oh, of course, they're in the literature department. Duh. Reed was as respectful of me as one could respect a rather smart coworker. It would be foolish to look for double meanings in his phrases. There could be, though. I had to miss the meeting because there's a ton of reports at my desk. You've been doing that often lately. I thought the book club was distracting you from humdrum. You told me yourself books were a good way to escape reality. He fixed his horn-rimmed spectacles and cocked his head, waiting for my answer. What can I tell him? That books are a part of the humdrum, too? I smiled at him. I'll be there on Wednesday. You remember my words. I'm in a hurry. You remember my words? Like, I don't know. I'll be there on Wednesday. Is that Vixeny? I don't know. I don't have a feel for it yet. I knew teachers have phenomenal memory, but I didn't think you'd remember my words. By the way, that is the most cliche thing you could have ever said about books. The professor laughed and my stomach flipped. Don't be so hard on yourself, Miss Preston. We all say cliche things. I think I've actually to call me Sophie. I tucked my hair behind my ear. And I've actually to call me Benedict. He approached me a bit closer. We'll stop at a safe distance. Since you're not following my request, I have to address you this way. I fell silent, studying my shoes carefully. Reed broke the awkward silence. On Wednesday, we're reading Francois Sagan, Hello Sadness, in the original. Should I write that down? I don't know. It's not highlighted or anything. But just in case. Maybe I could read a little ahead. Yeah, have something to discuss with him. I don't know. I was hoping you'd read us a couple of pages aloud. The students like your voice. Do you? Benedict is interested in you. Wait, what have I chosen? Is it from my choices? Or is he always interested? I blurted it out before thinking it through, but I raised my head bravely to look him in the face. Reed gave me a surprisingly warm smile. Everyone in the department likes your melodic voice. It wasn't the thing I expected to hear that day, but it was better than nothing. I won't miss the next meeting. Professor Reed nodded and bid me goodbye. I followed his tall frame with my eyes and sighed. Must have looked just like all the students drooling all over him. My cheeks blushed with embarrassment. Stop it, Soph. What are you thinking about? I need to take a walk. Walking home would clear my mind. Pulled my beanie tighter around my ears and fixed my huge scarf more snugly around my neck. My parents' house was just a short distance away. Namely, a dance school around the corner, a 24-hour cafe, and a park away. I crossed the road quickly and pensively strolled along the wet asphalt by the dance school. Spanish music was quietly echoing from its windows. As usual, Diego was smoking outside at the time, chatting up another pretty girl. 3 times per week, he was usually teaching tangos, salsa, and rumba. Rumba? I don't know. The moment he saw me, he immediately lost interest in the girl and waved at me. Hola, señorita Preston. Well, hello. Aren't you charming looking? You smoke, though, so we gotta get a problem. I waved back at him. Hola, Diego. I walked on, still smiling. I didn't have time to stop and admire the dancing couples. 2 minutes later, someone's steps caught up with mine. I was in a hurry, looking down at the asphalt, stooping. Yes, but... Did you forget what I taught you? He considered perfect posture vital to everyone. I sighed heavily and straightened up. How can I forget it if every time you see me, you immediately remind me about it? He approached me from behind and put his hands on my shoulders. Diego made me straighten my shoulders and looked at the result from the side. There you go. Much better. Diego was always making me blush with his open-minded behavior and jokes with innuendos, but I was glad to see him every time. There was something easygoing and careless in a good way to him, as if he was really living in the moment. As a person who preferred to plan everything ahead, I had a hard time emulating that. Telling you, this girl's my spirit animal. Then he stood before me and lifted my chin. I decided to stand still or move away. Are we flirting with everybody right now just to get a little taste of what's going on? We might be. Diego's also interested in me. I don't know what that says. You got to always look in front of you. How will the others see your beauty otherwise? I don't know. He saw me blushing, hugged my waist, and twirled me around and dance moves swiftly. My document photos almost scattered on the ground when he dipped me. Just quickly, he raised me back up and fixed my beanie, which slid down my eyebrows. While I was catching my breath, he asked me the same question he'd been asking since we met. When are you gonna go on a date with me, Hermosa? A foolish, playful smile lit up my face. When you learn how to dance. Oh no! I also got a vixen point. Okay. Flirting with Diego gives me vixen points. No. Diego put his hands on his heart in mock horror. I guess I heard his fervent Spanish heart. I've gotta go. As I was crossing the road, I heard his voice. See you next time, Señorita Preston. I walked towards the 24-hour cafe while still thinking about the study guide for the first-year students. It was dark and rather quiet outside. The rain was irritating. I got so immersed in my work through thoughts that I noticed a cyclist coming on to me at the very last moment. I shut my eyes, preparing for impact. Shut your eyes! Nothing happened because someone's hand saved me, pulling me aside. Sometimes it seems to me you're getting into predicaments just so I could save you. Do we know this guy? Apparently we do. Open my eyes sharply. Mitch? Who else would it be? I shuffled out of his arms awkwardly and fixed my clothes. Mitch assumed a Superman posture with his arms akimbo. I don't feel like starting my shift with stitching you up. In some way, he could be considered a superhero. Mitch was working as a traumatic surgeon in the local St. Patrick's Hospital. Intent, extremely focused, and cynical, just like most surgeons. Considering my natural clumsiness, I ended up being his patient pretty often. In fact, often enough for us to form a friendship and treat each other respectfully as a doctor and a university departmental assistant would. What's up? Catastrophe on 2 legs? I couldn't even take offense for such a compliment. My arm broken in 3 places, multiple bruises on my knees, and my favorite turned ankles were speaking for themselves. All the same. Work, home, work. I see you're having a quick meal before your shift. That's right. I got exactly 15 minutes to buy myself a sandwich and a chat with you. Mitch nodded at the cafe, inviting me. I was cherishing his attention, though I knew it was friendly. The moment I turned to the entrance, his pager beeped. He frowned as he looked at it. Dang, work's calling. I go grab a sandwich and be on my way. I nodded energetically to let him know I was okay with it. Bye, Catastrophe. Take care. Bye, Mitch. Home was already near. I just need to cross the park and turn around the corner. Somehow something's gonna happen because she's already just as clumsy as I am. The park always helped me arrange my thoughts. There was almost no one at such hour, except for one frequent runner. His face lit up with a smile as soon as he noticed me. Hello, Logan. He's attractive. Hey, Sophie. Stay where you are. I'm running to you. Is that to keep me from hurting myself? Logan Price, my childhood friend. The person I literally shared the potty with. The person who saw all my boy-related tantrums. Who wiped my tears when I had lousy grades. Who celebrated each of my successes. Looked at him, my wristwatch, and yelled at him. Moving slowly today? Are you out of shape? He brushed off my dig with a grin. Logan was a nice guy. So nice he even took me to prom even though he fancied someone else. Aw, that's adorable. He just couldn't stand my crying because no one invited me. Oh, poor thing. I stopped at the path waiting for him to approach me. Logan grabbed me and gave me a bear hug at a run. Let me go, you ape. I was laughing while he was squeezing me in his huge arms. Logan put me down and I prepared for our secret handshake. While we were making the whimsical gestures, I thought we should really stop with this childish behavior now that we're both 24. But Logan was smiling so brightly each time I just couldn't resist. Are you hurrying home for dinner? How do you know that? He's your best friend? Oh. I'm a policeman, did you forget? Okay, so he's a police officer. So a police officer, a surgeon, a professor, and a dance instructor. So, I'm just bragging. I booped his arm with my folder. Your brother told me. I bet he's there already helping your mom cook. And how late are you? You've stayed at work for at least a couple of extra hours. I really don't need a lecture right now. So, I'm your best friend. If I don't tell you how to live, who will? First, second best friend, you're forgetting about Flo. Second, shut up. Logan pretended to be offended. Miss Preston, what inappropriate behavior for a French language teacher. Snickered. Stop pretending you're my dean. And I'm just a departmental assistant. Milla's been promising to give you students to teach for a year now. I'm working on it. On what? On trying to get Milla to be less of a bitch and more of a human? Everyone knows she's using you. You're the only one oblivious to the fact. My shoulders sank wearily. Sometimes there are various paths a story can take. The path of the heron depends on how you act. Like a wallflower or a vixen. Well, I have equal points in both, so I'm not sure how she's about to act. Okay, they used the one that I did last. Logan, why do you think you know what's best for me? Look, I didn't... Yeah, see, I already don't like this. I don't want to make him sad. He was just trying to give you tough love. Well, and it wasn't even that tough. Mean it? I'm so sick of everyone telling me the same thing. Logan gave me a suspicious look. I've never seen you this way before. Are you sure you're okay? I scowled at him. If you tell me to calm down now, you'll regret it. I folded my arms. You've been changing in a strange way lately. You weren't as aggressive before. I clasped the photos tighter. Maybe I'm tired of being a wallflower. I'm not. Maybe I'm tired of meeting everyone's expectations. He hugged my shoulders. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to piss you off. Why don't we meet over a cup of coffee sometime soon? Fine. I've got to run now. Literally. I looked at my watch, horrified. Me too. Gave him a peck on the cheek and shouted as he was running away. Run, Mr. Price. Save the city from crime. He laughed without turning around, disappeared in the darkness of the park. Logan would always boost my spirits. Even now, I was walking home with a silly smile on my lips, even though you were just shouting at him. Not only because of Logan, to be fair. 3 men had noticed me that day. It was definitely my lucky day. You got a reputation stat. In the future, we'll open additional scenes from the epic ones to some spicy ones. Ooh, spicy. But what did I get the reputation for? But the moment I turned around the corner, the smile disappeared from my lips. Not because I didn't love my parents. My family was the loveliest one in the world. I just knew how the conversation would begin. Nice cozy vibes. Whoa! Look at Mom. Oh, look, our busy bee has finally graced us with her presence. Thought so. Hey, Mom. I walked to the kitchen where Mom's cooking was already smelling delicious. She wiped her hands on her apron and invited me for a hug. Come here, my bookworm. My mother somehow combined two personalities in herself, a lovely housewife and a nuclear physicist. Literally. Moreover, she found a husband of her own level. My father, who was currently sitting in his favorite armchair and reading a newspaper, was also a nuclear physicist. How come these two people create the most awkward humanities person in the world was beyond me. Hey, Dad. Looked up from his newspaper, glanced at me over his shoulder. Glasses. You look tired. What could be better than Dad's greeting? He was a laconic fellow. I guess I got that from him, and my sarcasm and irony came from my mom, although I could only use my quick-wittedness among friends and family. I was a different person in the circle of my loved ones. I didn't have to put on the strict teacher act. I meant departmental assistant. I could relax and be myself. Where's Parker? I thought he was already here, acting like a doting son. Mom rolled her eyes. He said we needed to go away for an hour, but he didn't tell me where. Cool. How's his work? Mom got the chicken out of the oven and put the bacon sheet on the table. Why don't you ask him yourself? No thanks. Every time we see each other, he lectures me about my oh-so-boring life. The door behind me shut with a bang. Speaking of your boring life. Huh. I moaned internally and turned around. Parker, the biggest pain in my butt, was grinning broadly behind me. Even though we were twins, you couldn't possibly imagine two more different people. Quite literally. Parker was an incurable optimist, full of life, always smiling. Life of the party, class clown, and a ladies' man. Hello, ladies. He kissed Mom on top of her head and opened his arms for me. Come here, youngster. I'm only a minute younger than you. Oh yeah, and I'll be reminding you about it for all of our lives. He gave me a firm hug, lifting me up from the floor. My legs would dangle funnily, and he'd always find it hilarious. As he let me go, he grabbed a carrot from the table and munched it loudly. Where have you been? Parker gave a start. Oh, dang, Dad. I thought the armchair started speaking. I see you never got up from it. You're being very productive. Dad looked at Parker with boredom in his eyes and got back to his newspaper. I love your eloquence, Dad. You always know how to fill the silence. I giggled. Leave him alone. Tell me, how are you doing? Shifting the focus to me. Smart move, Sophia Maria Preston. Very smart. But it won't work. Mom was cutting veggies for the salad, smiling cunningly. We haven't seen you in a while because you're too busy with your precious work. He put his elbows on the table and fluttered his eyelashes. So tonight, you'll tell us how you are doing. I headed straight for the booze. Ooh, is it that bad? I had nothing else to do but ask Mom for help, ask Dad for help, deal with him myself. Okay. Parker. I know I have a beautiful name. Stop repeating it. Answer the question. You were named after that famous pin, so... The keyword being famous? I poured myself some whiskey and took a sip. You're insufferable. Tell me something I don't know. Stop evading the answer. Last time I called you, you were crying over a sappy movie. What? What are you talking about? You know, the one where there wasn't enough room for a dude on the door and he froze in the ocean? I facepalmed. Can I cry over a movie once in a while? Not on a Friday night. You're supposed to go out and have the time of your life. Why? Instead of withering away in your cupboard office like that famous magician in glasses. Wow, your memory surprises me every time. And it's not a cupboard. I took another sip. It's my personal office. Do you even hear yourself? I didn't get the chance to answer. The doorbell interrupted me. I'll get it. Anything to avoid the conversation, I opened the door and froze with my mouth agape. Flo? The male, or maybe even a female, dream come true was standing on the doorstep. Wait, what? My best friend, Florence Cooper, aka Flo, aka Coop, aka Minnie Cooper? We haven't seen each other in years, ever since Flo got a job offer from the famous Space Y company. She left for California, leaving me alone with my constant anxiety. Bonjour. Trying to understand the statement. I think I understand it. I rushed to hug her, almost knocking her over. What are you doing here? I flew in for your parents' anniversary, of course. Truth be told, I didn't really care why she came, as long as she stayed here for as long as possible. Finally, you're here. Parker approached us and helped Flo take off her coat. I stared at them trying to figure out what was going on. Uh-oh. Sounds like they're dating. Parker picked me up from the airport. What? Why not me? I almost yelled it out, but instead I said, how lucky we are to have Parker. Why did I get a Vixen point? From doing what? From doing what? I don't understand the points. While Flo was hugging my parents, I couldn't help but notice Parker staring at her. Sure, he was into her when we were teenagers, but I thought he'd been over it for a long time. Or hadn't he? I didn't want to think about it. The sole idea of Parker and Flo being a couple was horrifying to me, but I had no idea why. My thoughts were cut short by my mom's melodic voice. Oh, because you may or may not be interested depending on my choices. Get to the table, everyone. Well, my choices tell me that my brother is allowed to have something nice, even though he's a jerk. The dinner went surprisingly smoothly. No one was annoying me with personal questions anymore, so we enjoyed the middle and small talk. My parents had just gone to the bed, so we went to the porch to relax and have a round of drinks. Oh, this is super cozy. Flo was telling us how she was doing. The work is difficult, of course, but it's worth it. I had no idea what Flo was doing at Space Y. It was too complex for someone in the humanities like me. I knew one thing for sure. Flo had achieved much more by her 30 years than all of the women I knew. Parker closed the door behind him quietly, carrying a bottle of whiskey in his hand. Let's get the party started. Shh, your parents are asleep. He slouched on a chair next to Flo and she went on. I'm not supposed to tell you that, but they're working on a new Tesla model now. It's nothing to do with Space Y, of course, but people are talking. A new Tesla? Can't wait. I add a function for the spotlights to blink to the music in the car. That's completely unnecessary for a car like this. By the way, Flo would be a perfect daughter for my parents. They were thinking the same way, and I was seemingly not a good fit for the physicists and engineers surrounding me. How do you get a job at our team? She was talking to Parker. We need talented IT folks. I'm happy with what I have. I perked up. Hold on. So you can be happy with what you have, but I cannot? Sophie, I'm making more a month than you do half a year or even a year. Each Friday I'm out with my friends. You have friends? Parker rolled his eyes and went on. I've got hobbies and a life outside of my job. Do you think I'm being hard on you for no reason? I want you to start living too. He's in a good place. I just hope he's not trying to push her to be like him, because not everybody wants to do that. Like, I wouldn't want to go out every Friday night. Like, that sounds like a lot. Too much, actually. Flo was sipping her whiskey slowly, looking from my brother to me. Who told you I wasn't living? Not everyone is an extrovert like you. Parker sucked in air sharply. That's the thing, Soph. You're much more interesting than you want to seem. You're witty, well-read, sarcastic, skilled in talk on any subject. But somehow you keep choosing the other side of your personality. You're becoming our dad. Flo was keeping silent until that moment. Little pumpkin, I agree with your brother. Sorry. He's upset for a reason. I didn't know what to say. I had no idea my life managed to become so boring. Flo threw her hands in the air. Let's talk about something else. Is there a certain someone in your life? She wrinkled her brows suggestively. It's a good thing you asked. A strange thing happened today. I ran into 4 guys one by one. Well, 3, Logan doesn't count. Why not? She and Parker shared a look. Are you kidding me? Logan's my childhood friend. I don't see him as a man. Then tell us about the other 3. Okay, so that probably means that he had a crush on us for a while and he just didn't say. But they knew about it. Tell them about Benedict. Do you remember I told you about Professor Reed once? Flo nodded energetically. A hot professor. Parker sulked. Not that hot. Huh? I mean, he's treating me pretty coldly. I was spinning the glass in my hand. Sometimes I feel like he's flirting with me, but it often turns out to be regular politeness. Women often mistake that for flirting. I fell silent. Flo patted me on the shoulder. Even if he is flirting with you, there's this thing called corporate culture. So be careful. Are you kidding me? I shouldn't be worried about that at all. I doubt he'd be interested in someone like me. Parker was silent until then, but he suddenly spoke up. Let's introduce some change into your life. Let's make him interested in you. If you want, of course. Your feelings for Benedict are getting stronger. Suddenly, Flo sprang to her feet. I've got an idea. She produced her phone and started typing away. Considering how much whiskey we'd already had, she was amazingly accurate in hitting the keyboard. My God. The deed is done. I've got the tickets. I got a sinking feeling in my stomach. Flo, what did you do? She beamed archly. If there's one thing I understood tonight, is that you need to lighten up. Parker's eyes lit up with a guess. Let your hair down? Hang out? And that can only mean one thing. Vegas, baby! I don't understand how I got all these Vixen points. Can someone help me understand? You know what? I'm gonna go look it up because I'm more confused. Okay, now I feel a little bit better because apparently you get that no matter what. So that makes me feel better because I'm like, what the hell? Why did I get a Vixen point there? That makes 0 sense. I didn't choose anything. You did just give you one just because. All right. Who's this girl? That's not Flo. So what's the objective of this story exactly? So like, just like slice of life, she's just kind of living her life and deciding who she wants to be. I don't know. Chapter 2, Vegas, baby. Sophie's bedroom, 2 days later. What day was it? Was it the weekend before? I just don't want to miss the book club on Wednesday. My head was aching like hell. I tried to open at least one eye and failed miserably. My mouth felt so dry I could drink a bucket of water. I couldn't even figure out what the sound was. I need to find my phone, and since my ears refused to open, my eyes refused to open, I tried to feel around for it. Wait, did you get drunk? Where could it be? My hand stopped at something soft. Could it be? An ass? I sprang off the bed. The bed moaned incoherently. I pulled the covers up and pressed them against my chest. Someone was lying on my bed, sleeping like an angel. Excuse me? Just the part I identified as a leg above the blanket. The leg shook me off and hid it deeper under the blanket. I have to try again. This time I touched the leg a bit harder. Excuse me? Wake up, please? Jeez, why am I such a doormat? There's a stranger in my bed, and I don't even remember how I got home. Instead of being angry and resolute, I'm asking the bed to move nicely. Because there's no point in being angry and resolute because you clearly don't remember how they got here and you probably invited them here. So I'm just saying. That's why you shouldn't get drunk. Pressing under the blanket seemingly read my thoughts and moved. Oh God, I need water. I'm dying. A head appeared from under the nest of clothes, blankets, and pillows. I stared at it in horror. A very beautiful, though disheveled girl was looking at me. Oh, there she is. Don't know who you are, though. Good morning to you, too. I need to sit down immediately. Instead, though, I just sank to the floor slowly. All the Vegas memories rushed at me like a tsunami. Vegas 2 days ago. Hell yeah, baby, we're in Vegas. I shared Flo's joy only for one reason. I was happy only when my feet had finally touched the ground. Flying from New York to Vegas for 7 hours was a nightmare. Flying anywhere was a nightmare. Oh yeah, woohoo. Are you okay? He gave me a reassuring hug. Still afraid of planes? I'm afraid so. Flo gave me a hug from my other side. Sorry, but it was the only way to get here fast. And now let's go to our fancy hotel. Spend this night in a casino looking like Bond girls. She smiled contagiously. I smiled back. And also, I couldn't believe I'd agreed to it all. The thing is, when Flo was around, I was a different person, and I loved it. Let's go, pumpkin. Vegas awaits. You'll never forget this weekend. Flo had no idea those words were prophetic. When we entered the hotel, I couldn't help but gasp. So beautiful. The place radiated luxury. Its fabulous furniture, the sophisticated people walking by. Even the receptionist smiled. Welcome to the Cleopatra Hotel. Do you have a room booked? Oh, yes, of course. Turned to me, barely able to contain her delight. We booked the penthouse. Flo? Are you out of your mind? This is crazy expensive. Flo's eyes lit up with the joyful sparkles. Flo, I love you. He gave her a light kiss on the top of her head. Flo blushed. You shouldn't have spent so much money. She stopped me, wagging her finger at me. I haven't seen you in a year. It's clear to me that you're in some deep existential slump. So I want to save you. I don't need saving, but I can't say no to a fun weekend. Besides, he smiled deviously. My money won't spend itself. Speaking of which, Parker got distracted and went somewhere. A couple minutes later, he showed up with the most colorful cocktails I've ever seen in my entire life. Parker, I'm not drinking this witch's brew. Oh, no. Flo took the cocktail from Parker and offered it to me. I said I didn't want to drink. Sorry. It's like, can I refuse politely, please? I'm not drinking that. No problem, Pumpkin. You started having fun when you're ready. So returned the glass to Parker. He accepted it, sighing heavily. That's when you remember that we respect you and we won't push you. Oh, it's nice to have such an understanding brother. I'd be ready to drink a bit later, probably. At that moment, though, I didn't feel comfortable. Thanks. It's important to me. Parker gave me a light kiss on my temple and walked to the bar. Meanwhile, Flo was typing away at her phone. Flo? You never told me why you came. Flo looked up from her phone and pocketed it. All in due time, Pumpkin. That's sketch. I still think something's going on with her and my brother. I'm just saying. Still feel like I feel bad about refusing that drink, though. There was no... Guys. Ugh. I don't know what they're trying to get me to do here. I feel different like when we have like a clear path or something. Right now I'm just like kind of I don't know. Alright, fine. Alright. Only because I love you. Flo squealed happily. I sipped the cocktail through the straw and coughed. Ew, what is this? Parker laughed. Stuff that'll probably make your head ache tomorrow. Ugh, disgusting. And now, looked at Flo and they chanted in unison. Bottoms up. See, this is why I refused. When bug eyes looked at colorful horror, there's no option rather than obeying the order of those two idiots. Because the entire lobby was already staring at us. Flo and Parker were still chanting bottoms up. And that's peer pressure. I should have just refused. But you get glory from that? So what exactly do they want you to be? Can you be a wallflower or not? It's like, because it seems like you get punished for... It's like you get the option to be a wallflower, but you get the game reprimands you every time that you are. Made a wry face at how sickly sweet the cocktail was and gave Parker the empty glass, but left for the bar whistling to himself. Meanwhile, Flo was tapping away at her phone. Right now, I just want to take a bubble bath, go down to the clothes boutique, and search the racks for the perfect evening gown like a lady. I nodded, unable to argue with her. We'd have another chance to talk anyway. Parker plopped down on a huge sofa in the middle of the room. Flo, I have no idea where you got so much money, but I'm glad you came. I was looking around the lavish suite, trying to believe it was real and not a dream. I mean, I'm glad Soph has a boring life. How sweet of you. Walked past him, giving him a slap upside the head. Flo sat down next to Parker, closing her eyes, showed her temples, and frowned. Coop, are you alright? Parker sat up immediately. Is there anything you want? Water? Or a drink? Flo smiled weirdly and put her palm on his knee. I'm alright, I just need to take a bath. Yeah, they're definitely dude. She got up and walked to the bathroom. Parker followed her to the door with his eyes. Do you want to talk? About what? The way you look at Flo. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Parker's head perked up. What about the way I look at her? My eyes narrowed. Meanwhile, Parker got up and started pacing around the room nervously. Looked at Susan the exact same way. Susan from my school? Might as well have brought up kindergarten. Were you head over heels with Sue? I was, but what does it have in common with... That's right. Don't be ridiculous. He threw a pillow at me. I'm just glad Flo's back. I'm also glad, but it doesn't make me stare at her butt. You lost your little killjoy. That was a vixen point? I'm just stating a fact. Go stay somewhere else without pestering me. Even though he said in his most serious voice, he couldn't resist a smile. But you get more? Parker's face was innocent as angels. I was just trying to put my tense sister at ease so that she finally let her hair down. By forcing people to drink? Who doesn't need booze for that? I can have fun just like this. Really now? Weren't you the one who recently threw a party where everyone played Scrabble and charades? Is there a problem with throwing a party when you play board games? I'm confused. I folded my arms. Oh right, you also frequent the book club in your uni, don't you? I bet you have a ball there. Why not? I enjoy reading. See, that's what I don't understand. Like, is this game like just making fun of bookworms or what? A dreamy smile lit his face up. Oh, the famous orgies in the book club. Why the fuck should there be an orgy in the fucking book club? That's it. It's fun and a good time for me, just so you know. Soph, I love you, but you don't know what having fun means. Just because you don't enjoy reading? Like, I don't... Are you trying to say I'm boring? I'm trying to say that until you throw an orgy in the book club, we've got nothing to talk about. Well, then we don't have anything to talk about. Ever. You can just get out of my life. Guys, I'm a little pissed. Not pissed, but like... annoyed? Like, what is even the point of this? And the main question, why do you need it? Parker got up from the sofa. I think that's a dumb question. Is it? Sure, it's obvious it's all for you. No it's not. So Flo has nothing to do with it? Of course she does. She's the one paying for the lavish suite. Parker, I mean it. Okay. He frowned. I feel we don't see each other as often as we used to. Probably because every time you're around me, you just berate me and tell me what's wrong with me? Thanks. Since you started working at the uni, you've lost your connection to reality. And even though you're the killjoys of killjoys, I miss you immensely. I don't buy it. When we used to be thick as thieves, remember? He fell silent. I'm glad Flo set this thing up. Maybe this trip will help you realize there are more important things in life than work. I stayed silent, not knowing what to say. Unfortunately, Parker's seriousness didn't last long. Like booze or the hot guys you'll meet in the casino. For God's sake. I'm going to the shower. Think about your conduct. You want to put me in the corner? I do. We turned to Flo's voice. Flo, you're in a towel. Parker immediately went red in the face. She was holding another towel on her head, and I was enjoying the fact that Parker was so embarrassed. For a person who always knows what to say, he's surprisingly inarticulate when Flo is around. I thought my comment would be hit a nerve with Parker, but he kept staring at Flo, unable to even blink. Have you been to the shower already? Phew, thank God Flo broke the silence. No, but I'm about to. Parker, you could use hot water too. He made a show of sniffing his armpits and said proudly, what are you talking about? I smell like a real man. Flo laughed loudly. How can this be funny to you too? Flo looked at Parker. I don't know. I just find him funny. Parker smiled, but Flo walked past him and ruffled his hair, and his smile died down. Even I, the person who knew her way around feelings just as well as I do around math, could see she didn't take him seriously. I'll be waiting for you in the boutique on the first floor. It's time for a good old-fashioned makeover. I don't know, Flo. Everything here is super expensive and it's totally not my style. So you mean it's not beige or gray, or I stole this dress from my grandma? Oh, that was the grandma dress from before. I turned around and saw Parker holding a dress against himself. What an idiot. There were other colors in my wardrobe. Yeah, light gray, light beige, and the color of Grandpa's pants. Parker cut it. Sophie, get to the dressing room. I picked some gorgeous dresses for you. Okay, let me see. This was interesting. Oh, this one too. Wow, look, it's not beige. Elbow him on this side. Parker, get dressed. There's a tuxedo for you. And you, Sophie, are coming with me to the beauty salon. I mean, the hairstyle is pretty, but I don't like the color. Okay. Well, how are you feeling? I feel strange, but I like it. Well, look, we're about to rob this casino in style. The gods turned to us. Now, if this was an Ocean's 11 movie, story, then this would be a completely different thing. Parker, are you out of your mind? Parker fixed his sleeve cups and tossed his hair back from his forehead. Do you really think I'm the first one to say something like that in a casino? The first one to do it so loudly. Parker looked at me and then at Flo. Ladies, from now on, Debonair is my middle name, and I'm ready to grace you even to the edge of the world. Just you're offering us both to take him by either arm. I gotta possibly be angry with him. Besides, I really need to lean onto someone. The incredibly high hills were killing me. Alright, Sophie. Choose what we're spending our money on tonight. It was the first time I'd ever been to a casino, and I had no idea what to answer, much less do. I don't know the first thing about any of this. Then let Parker show you the ropes, and I'll go swap money for chips and order drinks for us. We stood to the side so that Parker could tell me more about the games. Look, there's roulette and there's blackjack. Basically the most popular casino games. It's pretty simple to play, so I advise you start with the one of them. Blackjack? I may have issues with blackjack. And why is that? Each card is worth some points. As far as I recall, you don't do well with numbers and remembering them. Keep explaining or I'll smack you. Parker smiled but spared my pride and went on. The point of blackjack is to place your bet. That's clear. Then you get 2 cards each round. Okay. Your objective is to get 21 points or a number as close to it as possible. Sounds very easy. Or not. So remember, kings, queens, knights, and 10s each are worth 10 points. 10 points, alright. It's up to a player if an ace is worth 1 or 11. Most of the cards are worth their pip values. The confusion must have clawed at my face so Parker hurried to calm me down. I'll help you if you get confused. Don't worry. It's very simple. There are 38 divisions numbered from 1 to 36. He paused. What? I know how much you love math, so I'm giving you time to get used to the numbers. Hilarious. Go on. Parker chuckled over his joke. It wasn't the first time he enjoyed his own sense of humor. I learned to ignore him over the long years. Well, mostly. Well? There are also divisions with 1s and 2 zeros. The point of the game is to bet on where you think the ball will land. Oh right, I saw that in movies. Parker nodded. You can bet on odd and even numbers, or the colors black or red. Doesn't sound that difficult. Parker gave me a reassuring smile. All it takes is a bit of luck and some money. Flo approached us with the chips. While she was walking to us, every man in the room turned to gaze at her. She always stood out anywhere she went. Wish I could learn how to do the same. Is that really what I want? So, did you choose? Yeah. So just play blackjack, I don't know. I feel like I might get lucky with blackjack. Are you sure? What can possibly go wrong? You might lose a ton of money. Well, then just don't bet a ton of money. And get really drunk. And don't drink. So drunk you get on a table and start dancing. And Flo and I will have to take you down from it. What if I dance on a table anyway? I like that plan. I'm not sure I want to see that. Strange, you've been going on about how I need to let loose from the start of this trip. You know, let my hair down. Have fun. Raised my hands and waved them chaotically, imitating dancing. Several people turned at me. If you do this at your book club, the professor will love it. Do you remember everything I taught you? Yeah. Let's go then. Spent the next hour counting points in a frenzy. Liz was bitten almost to the point of bleeding. Somehow a crowd had gathered around our table and everyone was staring at me. I wasn't sure how, but I won $500 already. Parker and Flo were sitting on either side of me. He was biting his nails and she was staring at the cards tensely. Sophie, it's you and the dealer now. I nodded, unable to speak. The dealer dealt me 2 cards. 11. The dealer had 6. I had a huge chance to win. Do you wish to double your bet? If I get a 10, I could win a lot of money. Or was it risking it a bad idea? Sure, whatever. I nodded and clenched my fist. The dealer nodded back at me. The card he was about to deal would decide it all. The sweet adrenaline in your blood. Everything around us froze. The crowd seemingly stopped moving. Some noise at the neighboring table was attracting me, but I tried to ignore it. The dealer's hand moved in slow motion. I need this win. I don't know why, but I need it. I heard Flo inhaling sharply. I turned to her and didn't see the card the dealer put onto the table, but her excited face told me everything I needed to know. I won. Out of nowhere, a flute of champagne appeared in my hand. The people around the table roared joyfully. Woohoo! Drinks on me, everyone! Loud exclamations and laughter made us all turn towards the neighboring table. What's going on over there? I have no idea, but it looks like some celebrity has appeared there. Can't see anything over everyone's backs. But I didn't have to. The crowd stepped aside on its own. Whoa. A beautiful girl walked through the gathering. I'm really dying in my eyes right now. Soon the flashes from the phones were creating a halo around her. A church choir just sang hallelujah in my head. The girl moved slowly and graciously. Who's that? Searched for someone with her eyes, and suddenly her gaze landed on me. She smiled the most charming smile and moved to me. Stepping right before me, she leaned closer to me and opened her palm. She was holding dice. In a melodic and slightly raspy voice, she asked, "Blow on them." Oh, okay. Are you going to keep staring at me, or will you give me some water? The Path of Vixen. Is it because of that one thing where you had all the options, but randomly one of them gave you Vixen point? It's like they keep forcing Vixen points on you all the time for no reason. It's like, it's difficult to be a wallflower in this game. How about you tell me what your name is and what you're doing in my bed? Whoa, you're feisty. The sooner you answer my questions, the sooner you get your glass of water. You do realize I can just get up and get it myself, right? She reached for a cigarette, but I was faster. And she's a smoker. That killed it. I grabbed a cig and the whole pack and stepped back to a safe distance. Are you kidding me? No water, no cigarettes? Do you want me to die? Put the pack down next to me. Well, I'm waiting. I'm Daisy, the girl you spent the entire weekend with, and we had a good time drinking. Don't you remember anything? Ow. A thing or two, I guess. But I'm not sure if it's true or my imagination. Tell me and I'll tell you if it really happened. We got into the room. Daisy pressed me against the cold wall. Do you think we're familiar enough already? I haven't done anything yet. So, do it. Without saying anything else or tiptoeing around, Daisy cut my face in her hands and kissed me. Such soft lips. Your lips are so soft. As if in a dream, I moved away from her. Stopped reading my thoughts. And stopped talking. Daisy smiled at my impudence and stopped talking. Then, Daisy can't get enough of her lips. She did something that made me weak in the knees. We gave each other silly smiles. I had to pinch myself to stop and decided to change the subject. Did we really dance on a table? Daisy laughed merrily and leaned back on the headboard. Oh yeah, it was your idea. By the way, you never told me what you're doing here. I'm trying to get some sleep after a crazy weekend. I looked at the clothes scattered around the room. Was there anything between us? Daisy smiled impudently. You must realize that considering the circumstances and your short-term amnesia, I can say anything at all. I folded my arms. But if you let me smoke a cigarette, I'll gladly share real events with you. Took a deep breath and approached her, carrying the pack. Here you go. Daisy's phone lit up at the exact moment I got next to her. I saw the date and time, Monday, 10 a.m. I'm late for work. Daisy gave a start and pressed her fingers against her temples. Oh, come on. I can do just fine without you in the uni for one day. I paused. How do you know where I work? You told me. You told me a lot of things when you were drunk. I clutched my head. I needed some water. Maybe it'd help me calm down. I headed to the kitchen and heard Daisy's voice from the bedroom as I was pouring water into a glass. It's my apartment. It's super cute. If you're so worried about your work, I can call my mom and she'll let you go for one day. Oh no. I froze, unable to move. The ground was slowly crumbling under my feet. My hoarse voice didn't sound like my own. Daisy, what's your last name? Miller, of course. She appeared in the doorframe. My mom's Rose Miller, the dean of the Foreign Languages Department. The glass of water I was holding fell to the ground and shattered into pieces. Alright guys, so that happened. Tell me what you guys think about this story. Right now it just kind of seems like a story that just bashes people who like to stay in and read books. So, not my favorite, but like, okay. It's like, okay, you're just bashing me for being who I am. That's a great way to go about your story. Thanks for that. But anyway, yeah, tell me your thoughts on it. I'm gonna refrain from thinking too hard about it or giving it that much thought at all. It's just sort of happening. So we'll just see where it goes at this point. I don't know, but looks like a lot of drama, and it's a little. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and show the like button some love. Subscribe to see more content like this, and maybe I'll fix my points. Wait, what the fuck? So, you win by getting doing the doubling or red on the roulette, and you get a glory point, but the other one's getting a wallflower point. So you have to sacrifice getting a glory point to be a wallflower? The choices in this, like, are throwing me the fuck off. I don't like how the points are distributed in this story. They don't make really any sense. You know what? I'm just gonna stop. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and see it. Let's show like button, love, subscribe, see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip.